I'm Marianne Barshall. You are tuned to Daybreak. Good morning, everyone. A lovely morning in most parts of the southern interior as we head into Canada Day tomorrow. We'll get the forecast for today and tomorrow in just a second. Back to the boat launch. Our feature on boat capacity in the Okanagan continues. In just a few minutes, we'll head out to Lake Country to find out why the local council is reluctant to increase recreational boating facilities. And pontoons on the way. Kelowna approves a plan to use the old Okanagan Bridge. So what's the problem? We'll hear from Kelowna's mayor. That's coming up. Thalia, it is 16 minutes past 7, past 8 Mountain Time on Daybreak. In Trail and Rossland, we're at 94.9 on your FM dial, 88.9 FM in Kelowna. And today we continue our investigation into marine facilities and boat capacity on the major lakes in the Okanagan. Yesterday we heard from the author of a study conducted on behalf of the regional district of the Central Okanagan. Jennifer Chrumka has been following this issue, and she is back in the studio with me. So what are we going to hear today? Well, the Major Lakes Recreational Marine Facilities Study was produced by GDH Solutions and Peachland. Some of the recommendations included increasing access to the lake for boaters and improving facilities such as boat launches and moorage areas. Those recommendations were taken to the various city councils. There were 4 of them in the Okanagan. And while Kelowna, West Kelowna, and Peachland accepted the recommendations, Lake Country did not. To find out why, I went out to Lake Country and met District Councillor Penny Gamble, and I started by asking her to describe the setting where we met.
Right now we're sitting at the Turtle Bay Marina, just on the boardwalk in front of the pub. It's a beautiful lake, not a large lake. It's about 6 kilometers long or so, and it's nestled in amongst the hills of the Okanagan Valley. In particular, right here we're in the Winfield area, and I just happened to see about 10 turtles just over there. They're actually sitting on logs over there, and I'll point them out to you when we leave.
You've had a chance to review the Marine Lake study, and Lake Country has decided not to adopt the recommendations. Can you tell me why?
Yes, we had some concerns about, particularly about the capacity of some of the smaller lakes, and there's a number of reasons for that. And these, I guess, one of the reasons we had a second look was we had an application for a marina on Wood Lake recently that came to us from the ILMB for comment from the Ministry of British Columbia government. And we received as councillors well over 50 comments about the proposal and about the prospect of having another marina on the lakes.
And by comments, you're meaning comments from citizens of Lake Country and around Wood Lake?
Yes, they were citizens of Lake Country from all different parts, all of the wards. Plus, we had comments from Coldstream and some concerned environmental groups as well. I normally receive maybe up to 5 or 6 letters on an issue if it's contentious. To receive over 50, it was just amazing that there was such a strong feeling against the prospect of that marina, but in particular the idea of putting more marinas on the lakes. Many of our citizens feel that we are at capacity on Wood Lake right now with the amount of boats, and we do have an awful lot of fishermen coming out in the winter, and they love to be able to do that. We have several marinas on the lake right now. Turtle Bay is really the only commercial marina that's of any size, but we have several private ones that are smaller.
Part of the study reported on the fact that there are too many boats on the lake for us to be able to deal well with them currently. And there are boat launches. I saw my drive out here. There are boat launches up the highway. And part of the study is looking at not only increasing the number of boat slips, but improving boat launches. What do you think about that?
I think that is very much necessary. I think that, in our community, we have had a number of people say that we do need more launches And in particular, small craft launches. We've had people actually come before council saying that they would really like to see that. And we have been working on that, and to that end, one of the most recent purchase of a park that we made is on the east side of Wood Lake, over by Oyama. We have a park there that does have a launch area. And so that is an area that long-term I certainly am keen to see developed. And I would like to see another area at this end of Wood Lake for fishing boats or small craft, or non-motorized type of boats, small motors. It may not, though, serve the needs of the recreational boater to the degree that they want. So I do think that needs to be investigated further. I'm certainly not opposed to looking at that. I think that a launch is quite a bit different from a marina.
So we're sitting here in this marina full of boats at the moment, and I'm imagining that these people pay for their slips. What about people that are visiting Wood Lake and say want to park and come have lunch at the pub here? I mean, part of the report was talking about the need for public slips.
And that is an issue that, again, is a difficult one. We've talked about that around our council table. We don't have any facility currently in place like that on the lake at Okanagan Centre. However, a large project was given zoning, and that was called Lakestone, for a large development proposal down there at Okanagan Centre, and it hasn't proceeded right now, but there was a proposal as part of that for anywhere from a 200 to 400 slip marina. So, I think that's part of the reason that we're a little bit hesitant, because there's that approval. There's also another development right beside me, which is over to the south of Turtle Bay, which has been also given approval to build a resort. And they have already got a number of boats here in the lake, and a number of slips. Now, that is a proposal that hasn't gone forward, but the approvals are there in place. So those are the things that we think need to be discussed further and then looked at in terms of the capacity so that we proceed carefully.
What happens next? You haven't accepted the recommendations. Will you meet with the other councils?
Yes, and we have directed our staff to work cooperatively with the other areas, but any issues requiring decisions will come back to council.
Okay. Well, we should go look at these turtles.
Yeah. We're just going to walk down here, down the hill, and be very quiet and see if we can see them clearly without disturbing them.
Okay, I see. Oh my gosh, there's a ton of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You say in all your time in Lake Country you've never seen turtles here?
Not in this spot. And I used to swim here as a young girl. I grew up here. And I used to come here, with my father's boat. We would dock here and come in. And I have never seen the turtles here. But, of course, it's always been called Turtle Bay. But no, I have never seen them sitting like that before, so I thought that was quite exciting to see them here today.
And I wonder what they're doing. They look like they're just sunning themselves.
They are. They're enjoying the nice warm weather. And they've got quite a few of them got their heads kind of pointing up outside of them, up to the sky.
So that is Penny Gamble, Councillor for the District of Lake Country, in conversation with Jennifer Chrumka of Daybreak, checking out the turtles at Turtle Bay. Now, we also